Rubber bands, they're everywhere. These small, stretchy loops of rubber have become an integral part of our daily lives, often without us even realizing it. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, rubber bands are silently working behind the scenes, making our lives a little bit easier. We use them every day. Whether it's bundling up a stack of important documents, organizing our kitchen utensils, or even creating makeshift solutions for unexpected problems, rubber bands are incredibly versatile. They come in various sizes, colors, and thicknesses, each designed to serve a specific purpose. From holding papers together to securing ponytails, these little loops of rubber are essential. Imagine trying to keep your desk organized without them, or attempting to tie up your hair with something less flexible. Rubber bands provide the perfect balance of strength and elasticity, making them indispensable in countless scenarios. But have you ever noticed how quickly they can lose their stretch? Over time, rubber bands can become brittle and lose their elasticity, rendering them useless. This can be particularly frustrating when you need them to perform at their best. The once reliable tool suddenly snaps or fails to hold things together as it should. It's frustrating when a rubber band snaps just when you need it most. We've all been there. You're in the middle of an important task, and suddenly the rubber band you're relying on breaks apart. This can be especially annoying if you don't have a replacement handy, leaving you scrambling for an alternative solution. But what if I told you there's a simple trick to make your rubber bands last longer? Yes, there's a way to extend the life of these handy little tools, ensuring they remain stretchy and strong for much longer than usual. It's a trick that doesn't require any special equipment or complicated steps. It's something you probably already do with other household items. Ready for the secret? Think about how you store certain foods or other perishable items to keep them fresh. The same principle can be applied to rubber bands, and it's incredibly simple. It's as easy as popping them in the fridge. That's right, storing your rubber bands in the refrigerator can significantly extend their lifespan. The cool temperature helps maintain their elasticity, preventing them from becoming brittle and breaking prematurely. Yes, you read that right. This simple storage hack can make a world of difference. By keeping your rubber bands in a cool environment, you can ensure they remain in top condition, ready to tackle any task you throw at them. Storing rubber bands in the refrigerator can help them stay stretchy and strong for longer. Next time you reach for a rubber band, you'll notice the difference. They'll be just as flexible and reliable as the day you bought them, making your life a little bit easier. Let's dive into the science behind this cool trick. When rubber bands are exposed to heat and light, the rubber molecules start to break down, causing them to lose their elasticity. By storing them in a cooler environment, you slow down this degradation process. The cold temperature helps preserve the molecular structure of the rubber, keeping it intact and functional for a longer period. So next time you find yourself frustrated with a brittle rubber band, remember this simple trick and give your rubber bands a new lease on life. It might sound strange, but keeping your rubber bands in the refrigerator can significantly extend their lifespan. This simple trick can save you from the frustration of constantly replacing brittle and broken rubber bands. How does this work? Well, it all comes down to the science of rubber and how it reacts to temperature. Rubber bands are made from natural or synthetic rubber, which is a type of polymer. You see, rubber is a polymer, a long chain of molecules. These chains are made up of repeating units called monomers, which are bonded together to form a flexible and elastic material. These chains are like tangled up spaghetti strands. When you stretch a rubber band, you're pulling these strands apart, causing them to straighten out and align in the direction of the stretch. When you stretch a rubber band, you're pulling these strands apart. The elasticity of the rubber allows it to return to its original shape. Once the tension is released, heat can make these strands move faster and break apart more easily. When rubber is exposed to high temperatures, the increased molecular motion can cause the polymer chains to break down and lose their elasticity. This is why rubber bands tend to become brittle and snap when they get too warm. The heat accelerates the degradation process, making the rubber less flexible and more prone to breaking. On the other hand, cold temperatures slow down this process. When rubber is kept in a cooler environment, the molecular motion is reduced, which helps to preserve the integrity of the polymer chains. So, by storing your rubber bands in the fridge, you're essentially putting them in a state of suspended animation, preserving their elasticity and preventing them from degrading as quickly. This means that your rubber bands will stay fresh and stretchy for a much longer period of time, preserving their elasticity and preventing them from degrading as quickly. This simple yet effective trick can be especially useful for those who use rubber bands frequently, whether for office work, household tasks, or crafting projects. Imagine not having to deal with the annoyance of rubber bands snapping just when you need them the most. By keeping them in the refrigerator, you can ensure that they remain reliable and ready for use whenever you need them. To implement this trick, simply place your rubber bands in a small container or a resealable plastic bag and store them in the refrigerator. Make sure to keep them away from any food items that might have strong odors, as rubber can sometimes absorb smells. When you're ready to use a rubber band, just take it out of the fridge and let it come to room temperature for a few minutes. You'll find that it's just as stretchy and durable as when you first bought it. This trick is not only practical, but also cost-effective. By extending the lifespan of your rubber bands, you can save money and reduce waste. It's a small change that can make a big difference in your daily life. So, the next time you buy a pack of rubber bands, remember to store them in the refrigerator. You'll be amazed at how much longer they last and how much more useful they become. Whether you're using them to organize your office supplies, keep your kitchen tidy, or for any other purpose, longer-lasting rubber bands can make your tasks easier and more efficient. In conclusion, this cool trick of storing rubber bands in the refrigerator is a simple yet effective way to extend their lifespan. It's based on the science of how rubber reacts to temperature, and it can save you time, money, and frustration. Give it a try and see the difference for yourself. You'll wonder why you didn't start doing it sooner. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more useful tips and tricks. Rubber is amazing. You can stretch it, bend it, and it bounces back to its original shape. This is because of its unique elastic properties. Remember those tangled chains of molecules? They're the key to rubber's elasticity. When you stretch a rubber band, you're pulling those chains apart, but they want to go back to their tangled state. This memory is what makes rubber snap back after being stretched. However, over time, these chains can break down, causing the rubber to lose its elasticity. This is why rubber bands eventually become brittle and break. Temperature plays a big role in how long your rubber bands last. Whether you use them for office supplies, household tasks, or even in industrial settings, understanding how temperature affects rubber can help you make them last longer and perform better. Heat is the enemy of rubber. When rubber bands are exposed to high temperatures, they undergo significant changes that can drastically reduce their lifespan. High temperatures make those molecular chains move faster. The rubber molecules, which are long chains of polymers, start to vibrate and move more rapidly as the temperature increases. This faster movement can cause the chains to break down more quickly. Over time, the constant motion and stress on the molecular structure lead to the rubber becoming brittle and prone to breaking. Think about what happens when you leave a rubber band out in the sun. The intense heat from the sun accelerates the breakdown of the rubber, causing it to lose its elasticity and strength. It gets warm, brittle, and might even melt. This is because the heat is breaking down the rubber molecules, making the material weak and less durable. That's because the heat is breaking down the rubber molecules. The higher the temperature, the faster this process occurs, leading to a quicker deterioration of the rubber bands. Cold temperatures, on the other hand, slow down this process. When rubber bands are stored in cooler environments, the molecular movement is significantly reduced. Refrigerating your rubber bands slows down the movement of the molecules. This reduced activity helps to maintain the integrity of the rubber, keeping it flexible and strong for a longer period. This helps to preserve their elasticity and prevent them from breaking down as quickly. By storing rubber bands in a cool place, you can extend their useful life and ensure they remain effective for your needs. So the next time you reach for a rubber band, consider where you've been storing it. Keeping them in a cool, dark place can make a significant difference in their longevity. Some people even go as far as to store their rubber bands in the freezer. While this might seem extreme, it can be particularly useful for those who need to keep rubber bands in top condition for extended periods. In summary, temperature has a profound impact on the durability and performance of rubber bands. High temperatures accelerate the breakdown of rubber, making it brittle and weak, while cooler temperatures help to preserve its elasticity and strength. By understanding how temperature affects rubber, you can take simple steps to ensure your rubber bands last longer and perform better. Whether for everyday use or specific applications, proper storage can make all the difference. So remember to keep your rubber bands in a cool, dark place to maximize their lifespan. This small change can save you time and money in the long run, ensuring that your rubber bands are always ready for use when you need them. Whether you're using rubber bands for simple tasks or more complex applications, understanding the impact of temperature can help you get the most out of this versatile tool. Take care of your rubber bands, and they'll take care of you. In conclusion, temperature management is key to maintaining the quality and longevity of rubber bands. By storing them properly, you can ensure they remain effective and reliable for all your needs.